What up, it's Nick, and today I wanted to talk about some effects racks. I just wanted to talk about effects racks in general, like saving them, and after you make one, like you should definitely save it, stuff like that. I want to show you a couple that I've made over the last year, 2020. I made a lot in Bitwig. I used to not really make effects racks, but I've been getting more into just making effects racks so I can slap it on there and I know it's going to sound good, or a certain sound I want to get, I know I'll get it from that effects rack. So yeah, that's all we're doing. We're just going to talk about some effects racks. And you can make these in any DAW pretty much. I'm pretty sure you can save any settings in your DAW and just keep them in a library. And I'll show you what folders I keep mine in and how I split them up and stuff like that. So if you like this video, make sure to like it and subscribe, and let's do this. I have a couple examples. I got a bunch of loops, just some. We got some bass stabs and pianos, some synths, some vocals. All right, I'm going to go over a couple of these. Okay, so my effects racks. I save the ones I really like. That's what I do. I made a bunch of like nice effects racks, I guess, like what I thought was good. And I deleted Ableton, and I know you could probably just re-download it and have all that stuff, but I deleted Ableton and everything off my computer, and I was like, you know what, let's just start over, because I've grown as a producer and I've gotten better at making sounds and the racks in general. So I don't have very many in Bitwig. I've been making them and it's been pretty cool. I have mine in preset, like a collection in Bitwig, and I named every like category. Drums, I have 5 of these in drums. I have a kick chain, like for kick drums. I slap this on my kicks and I can pretty much, I use every effect in that chain for my kick drum, and it's real easy. Slap it on so I don't have to search for a bunch of plugins. And I got that for the snare, New York compression, and then my Roomy Drums. And I'm going to be showing you the Roomy Drums on this drum loop today. I have effects chains where all my effects chains are. Everything I made in the grid. This won't show up because I'm not on an instrument track. It will only show up if I'm on an instrument track and I'm on an audio track. My master rack, I slap this on my master, has all the effects and everything I use for my master. I just slap it on and I'm ready to go. Side chains, I only have 2. I don't side chain, like I don't have I just stick with one method. I used to have a bunch of methods, but now I just slap on Nick side chain, and I never use the perfect side chain, so don't even look at that. And my 808s, I use this on my low sub. It has all my effects for my low subs, and I can mess with them, the parameters, and for that certain song, I can get what I need, and I can move on. So yeah, it's really amazing. You should be saving all your effects that you make, or say you slap on a preset and you like add a couple more effects on that chain, and you just save it, and you're like, okay, I'm going to save this. It sounds good. I think it'll sound good on other things. It really helps. Really helps. So let's get into some of these examples. It was a lot of talking, but I think people need to really sit down and save everything they make. And I think it's very important for people to save everything they make, and so you can have your process faster. This is, I guess, being a better producer and having a faster workflow. This is part of it, because you always want to just slap something on what you know will sound good, and then experiment later, like when you're not making music. The first one's Roomy Drums. I'll turn it off, let you listen to this drum loop. Nothing too crazy. This preset that I made is really weird. It sounds like you're in a tunnel, and I just really like the effect, so I saved it. I made it inside of Drip. These are the pretty much what I used. I used the Diamond Save Me Infinite Open Up, and I just messed around, and this is what I got. And it just sounds cool. I put it on like my intro drums, stuff like that. Really awesome. The next thing is something I put on all of my bass sounds, my stabs, my oinks, everything. I don't know why I do this, but I do, and I really like this chain. And I have everything set up to like a parameter, so I can very quickly just twist some knobs and get some good sounding stuff. So without it, this bass sound right here sounds like this. Very nice low. This chain right here cuts out a lot of low end, so that's why it's going to sound really thin, because there's not real sub supporting the sound with this chain. It's really like, I guess, metally, metallic-y sounding, and if you turn up the D2 mix, it's really metallic-y. But I really like this chain, and I use it for a lot of my sounds. The next one is I was going for like a lo-fi effect I was trying to make, so I put this 8-bit and I put a random modulator, and the random modulator is only affecting the mix. Well, I have everything set to where I want it, and then the mix just goes up and down, and I'll let you listen to it. It sounds pretty cool. This is the original piano. And then this is with my 8-bit lo-fi effects rack. It just sounds like you're back in time. Like, it sounds like it's coming out of like one of those old, I guess, Casio keyboards. That's what it sounds like. It sounds so cool. I really like the this rack right here I made. It's not even a rack. It's just I put a plug-in, the bit 8 from Bitwig, and then I messed with a couple of things and I saved it. And I use this quite a bit actually when I want to get like retro sounds. The next thing is this effect rack that I made, and it's so funny because it's called Dark Tones rack, and every time I slap it on something, it just makes the sounds pop. Like, I don't know why, and it makes it sound a little eerie and darker, and I added a bunch of, like, I guess, parameters so I can just easily mix the rack, and it just sounds cool. So I'll play it without. I have, like, 3 different examples right here, and I'll play all of them. Play the first one for you. You know, it's real subtle. It sounds really cool with this on. It's really eerie. It's just weird. It makes it sound so much darker. It makes it sound like a horror film, kind of. I'll play the next one without the rack. And then I'll play it with the rack. I don't know why, but every time I put this rack up, it reminds me of a horror film. So it's just really cool that I made this. So the last one is this one without the rack. That's a really, really beautiful, like, melody. And when you put the dark tone rack on, it just makes it sound so nice, brutal, and horror sounding. Sounds good. The last one I want to go over is this vocal thing I made. I have 2 different ones. I made one in Serum. I wanted to make like a robotic voice, I guess, for vocals, and I did it in Bitwig. I have like this native one, and used a lot of effects to get that, but I really didn't like it, so I made one in Serum, and then when they're together, it sounds really good. So I'll play it without the effects.
Break it down.
Okay, and then we'll add the native Bitwig effects.
Break it down.
And it's really robotic, sounds like Transformers. And then we'll turn this one off and turn on the Serum one.
Break it down.
And it doesn't sound as robotic, but it sounds partial robotic, I guess. But together, they sound really good. This is them together.
Break it down.
It sounds way Transformer-y. These are the effects. I have a lot more, though. You saw how many I have. But these are my main ones that I go to for certain sounds. Think you need to start saving all your racks. Like, if you make a bass and then you put a bunch of effects on it, should collapse it, save it, because you don't know. Maybe you'll work on something else, slap it on. Okay, sounds great. Let's move on. That's one less step. And it's just fast. Thanks for watching the video. If you liked the video, give me a thumbs up, subscribe if you want to, and hit the bell for notifications for more videos. Yes, I really think you should start doing this if you don't do this already. It's really important. It has made my workflow really fast, and I have just been like actually sitting down and just making racks. Like, I haven't even been making music. I've been working on sounds, and then I'll make a rack and stuff like that. Like, I've been making a lot of stuff, working on drums, sounds. I've never been this excited about music. You remember when you started making music, real exciting, real experimental? That's how I'm feeling, and it feels so good. And yeah, I'll catch you guys next time. Make music.